Hello everyone. In today's video I want to show you how you can apply the monthly Windows updates on your infrastructure, productive or home environment during working hours. So a lot of companies are pushing Windows updates during the night time, and yes, sometimes they fail and they call the on-call person, and yeah, you being a system admin for Citrix, you will be called and you cannot sleep during the night. And you can avoid this by pushing Windows updates safely through the day, and if there are problems you can work on them during the working hours. Some companies accept this, some companies do not. Nevertheless, I will show you how you can do it the safest way. First, let me just go through the three components that we will simulate today an update. So the most important ones in your environment would be the delivery controller, the PVS server, and of course the storefront. Let's start. Let's take them in order. So the storefront. There are two ways you can block access to the storefront. In my home lab, I will just turn off all the Citrix services, so all those here. I will stop them and set them to manual, so that when multiple reboots caused by Windows updates, they do not start only when I want to. And the other option is to directly disable the load balancing for one of them on the NetScaler or on the F5 load balancer. Now, I do not have a NetScaler or an F5, so I cannot show you that. But I only have the storefront. So, but keep in mind that you can do it more elegantly on the NetScaler without the need to turn off all the services. Of course, in each scenario, you need to have at least two components, so two storefronts, two DDCs, two PVS servers, at least two, so that you have a failover that will keep your production up and running. So this was the storefront. So what I will do in this video, I will run a playbook that will basically connect to my storefront, shut down, stop the services, set them to manual, and it will reboot. The server, yeah, this is what will happen. And after the reboot, it will wait another, I don't know, as much as you want, 30 minutes, 1 hour for the system to settle, or it in some cases Windows updates, even if they require a restart, they will still install stuff after the restart. And yeah, you should give them at least 1 or 2 hours to make sure that when you start the services, your server will operate its best performance, not to have the CPU bottlenecked by Windows updates. Okay, so this was the storefront. On the DDC, we will do the same thing, but on the DDC we only need to stop one service, and that is the broker service. So everything else can stay as it is, because the broker service, if we disable it and stop it, it will not be able to communicate with the database and Citrix. So the other controller will believe it's dead, and it will take over. It will take over the tasks of the site, so the brokering, it will take all the VMs. Same steps here: disable set to manual, install updates, reboot several times if needed, wait on an hour or so, and then re-enable and set the service to automatic. And on the PVS, we will do the same thing. We will stop the stream service. So let's see here, services. Okay, and Citrix. So stream service. This service we will stop. Exactly, this action is also done when you do something like this: stop and stop, or restart. So this is the same thing. I already have a few VMs started and streaming, so this is one of them, and it's also connected to the first DDC to the first PVS server 107, and yeah, I will leave it running so that you can see that nothing will happen to your VMs during this process. Okay, so let's go to the Ansible node. Let me show you a little bit before we start, or let's see it afterwards. So let's start the playbook, or let me add one more break. In the playbook, so that we can see what's happening before the restart. So this is my reboot. I've disabled, those are the tasks that will actually install the Windows updates. So this will install the updates, and this will do a cleanup after the updates. Of course, in an environment, maybe your VMs will not have access to the internet. Here you can, for example, start an SCCM task or something like that, or you can do all those steps directly through SCCM and just create different tasks before Windows updates are pushed, so that SCCM will stop the services. Nevertheless, I do not have SCCM and I use Ansible. Okay, so let's add here another break so that we have time to check it out. Okay, so this is the first part of the script of the playbook. It will run a specific task based on the name of the inventory host name. So if it is a DDC, it will stop the CDS broker server. If it is PVS server, it will stop the stream service, and if it is a storefront, then it will stop all the services. So this is the list of all the services available, and I didn't use, I could use the Win service also for this one, but I did see that this service sometimes does not want to shut down, and by default the Ansible Windows Win service module does not use force to stop a service. It just sends a stop service command, and if that service hangs, it will not be able to shut it down, and this is why I switched to PowerShell, and so that I can use the force command. Okay, so this will stop the service, and this will set all the services from the storefront to manual, and we will have a 30 minutes time to check what happened. Of course, it will not take us so much. I will just continue after this. It will reboot, and then we will see again how the systems are after the reboot. So as you can see, I've used a lot of Win service tasks. You can find the documentation if you just write on a search engine Ansible Windows how is it called, Ansible Galaxy, and you can write Windows collection, and you will find this article. And here you have all the information needed on how to create a task, and you have also a lot of examples on how you want to have the state of the service. If you want to restart the service, you can write state restarted and etc. Okay, you can read this on your own. Let's start the playbook. So one more time, I will run the playbook on everything with 0.1, so on DDC 0.1, on PVS 0.1, and on StoreFront 0.1. Okay, so this is my machine that is streaming right now. Where is it? So StoreFront 0.1, yeah, I'm connected to 0.2. That is, yeah, I'm connected to 0.2 because I want it to start Studio so that we can see the actual switching of. So this should go down. All the VMs should go on the 0.2, and here also the DDC should report. The Citrix site should see that DDC 0.1 is down. Okay, so now we have one machine registered to DDC 0.1, and this machine will jump to the next one. And I only have one storefront. Doesn't matter if you had two, then my site will work nevertheless. But yeah, I only have one, so we will see here live that before the reboot, these services should stop, and they should be set to manual. And it's important, as you can see, so by default they look like this. So 90% of the services are with delayed start, and this is important. You should also, after the reboot and after everything is installed, you should set them exactly like this. So please be very careful, because if you set them all to automatic, then I believe you will have some issues. Okay, so let's do the playbook. Am I in the correct location? Yes, so Ansible playbook, so it's something with 11. Okay, update, limit to I have a group that contains everything with 0.1. Hosts this one, so update 1. I will use update 1, and it will push the playbooks on all those inventory items. Okay, where is it? Update 1, and I will also use forks, because if you have, for example, a lot of machines, you do not want to install them one by one, you want to install them all at once. Forks. Okay, and 3, because I have three machines. So for example, this is also something that will help you. If you have 10 machines that you have to update now today, you can use forks 10, and then it will push this playbook on all 10 items at the same time, so not one by one. Okay, update 1 looks good. Let's just see how it does. So it's skipping store PVS01 and StoreFront01 because it does not match the filter. So the first task is for the DDC. We'll just wait here a little bit. Now the second task, it's filtering again, and it's stopping at the PVS because this was for the PVS, and the last one should be for, or not the last one, the third one, this one should be for the StoreFront. And it's keeping PVS and DDC because it does not match that filter. So those items do not have STF in their name. Okay, so it's stopping the service, and then it should set them to manual. And then we have a 30 minutes break so that we can go on the, okay, now we can go on the servers and to see what, if everything that we wanted to happen happened. Okay, so here, for example, if I refresh, everything should be stopped and set to manual. Okay, so this has function, this worked well. All the services are down and they're set to manual. Yeah, probably you can also set them to disabled or something like that, but yeah, manual will also do the magic. Now let me see. So I'm going to DDC02. So this is not down. This is still working, and I want to see that that machine jumps to my other machine. This will take a little bit of time. We can also see in director. So I've opened director on DDC02 that Citrix now believes that DDC01 is offline, and of course DDC02 will be taking the role as main DDC. Where is it? Refresh. It will take a little bit of time, but in the event viewer we will see that the failover should have started. Here the high availability. So when you see high availability stuff, it means that your broker is now taking C01. Yeah, it does need a little bit of time. Nevertheless, it will work because if I go back on the not on the director, on the studio, so I'm here from DDC02. My machine is still registered, my user is fine, so nothing happened with the user, but we can see that it already jumped to the second PVS, and the user was not interrupted. Let's see the PVS also. So here, if we refresh, PVS01 should be down. Yeah, it's down, and now all the VMs are streamed from the second server. And yeah, our infrastructure is up and running, and yeah, we can do this during the daytime, and this is also a good test to see if the failover really works. Yeah, because if something fails during the night, then you do not want to work during the night. Okay, so everything looks good. I'm still waiting here for some events, but I don't know when they will show up. I wanted to see that DDC02 has become the elected broker. so it's the last machine connected to DDC02. Okay, so this worked well. Now we can we can also connect to DDC01 and PVS01 to see those services actually that they are stopped and set to manual. This is why I implemented that break in the Playbook service. So I'm on the DDC, so I'm looking for the broker service, stopped and set to manual. This is what we want. I can sign out, and on the PVS02 services, stream service, it's stopped and set to manual. Okay, this is everything we want to have in place. So sign out. Now let's continue the Playbook. Here, Ansible. Okay, Control C, then continue. Now it will reboot. The machines. We can see that here. So this is the reboot process. And on my other Proxmox, I should see DDC01, but maybe this one already started. Oh, it's now rebooting. Let's just give them a few seconds. Ansible will also know when the reboot is finished, because it is checking if it can connect back to the machine. Okay, so PVS01 is up, StoreFront is 1, it's just waiting for the DDC. The DDC was slower a little bit. Okay. Now I implemented another task to wait for the server to become reachable, because I don't want that the next task is immediately executed after the reboot. But we can already connect to all of the devices, all of the servers to see. So the services should be in the same state. They should be stopped and set to manual. Where is it? Not this one. So DDC StoreFront 01 reconnect, DDC reconnect, PVS reconnect. StoreFront services, Citrix. Okay, so everything is stopped, set to manual, exactly like we need them to. DDC01 services, Citrix broker. Okay, stopped and set to manual. And also here, services, Citrix stream, stopped. Okay. So in this state, we need to keep them until all the updates are finished. So normally installing Windows updates can take up to, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours. And yeah, you need to keep those services stopped until the updates finish. And after the update, so we will pretend that the update has finished. Then we continue to the next tasks. So we cheat here a little bit. We say Control C and continue. And now it will set our services in the same state they were before we started the Windows update process. I will just wait for it to finish. Okay, so everything went smooth. We have nothing failed. Now let's go on the StoreFront and refresh. Okay, everything is running. Those are delayed start and this is automatic, and we can also check the StoreFront. Okay, so it seems okay. Let's go on the DDC. This one should also be running and automatic. Okay, perfect. And again automatic, and okay, so our update is ready, and is done, and we can also go back on DDC02, for example, and refresh here. So it should the site should see that my DDC is back online. Okay, so it's back online now. The desktops will not register to that other one until they got rebooted or manually restart the desktop service on each machine. But we don't really care about that, because if you have a PVS site, then at least once every 2 days you need to restart everything. And on the PVS side, let's see. Okay, so it sees the other PVS. Here you can, for example, you can implement an additional task, or this, the load balancing should start automatically, but I don't remember how I've set it. Let me see. So load balancing, best effort, trigger percent at 50%. Let's go a little bit down. Fixed. No, let's leave it best effort. Okay. I don't know if it will do it right away. Maybe it does take a little bit of time. Nevertheless, you can, for example, do another task here and just run a Citrix command to rebalance devices, and this will rebalance all your VMs depending on what you set there on the balancing. Okay, now if you go back to the servers, they should rebalance in a couple of seconds. Okay, 2 with 1. Let's see. Show connected devices, PVS. Okay, so my clone just jumped back, and we can see that. We should be able to see that here. Yeah, it jumped back to 107, and yeah, I believe the user will not get affected by this. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this type of video. Of course, this kind of updates are a little bit risky during the day, but from my point of view, they are riskier during the night, because yeah, if somebody calls you at 1 a.m. in the night, it will be very hard for you to troubleshoot issues during the night. And yeah, if you have a failover like this, if you have 2 components, why not do it during the day? Because this is what Citrix, this is how Citrix works. You always have, if you have 2 components, the other one will take over. Okay, have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel and stuff like that.